I mean, we starting off good with as far as the quarterback here at Charlotte Dynasty. We're starting off really, really well. Got Isaiah and Nene. You know what I mean? You did. So Trevor Kahn, he was an athlete that we recruited the first year. He's very shifty, very shifty. Got good change of direction. 89 speed ain't the best, but he's a short area quickness guy, and he runs hard, runs fast, runs quickly. Same thing with Master P, man, Mr. Ice Cream Man. 94 speed, 91. He got 99 agility, so he's a shift guard. Shift guard. So you see we don't have a lot of depth, but you know what I mean. We got Moses cross. I should have known they were gonna cross me. I should have known. He already. You see the change of direction is already there. He don't got no awareness, but definitely it's a developmental piece. Definitely a player that we're gonna keep in the backfield that we're gonna make sure that we utilize, man. And that's for real. That's for real, and that's for real. So, you know. And that's just where we at with it. That's just where we at with it. That's just where we at with it. So let's get this thing going. Let's get it moving, and let's keep it showing, because we trying to have a good showing out here. We trying to, you know what I mean, improve the offense. We trying to improve what we're doing here. That's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to improve what we're doing here, and as long as we keep getting better, we're gonna keep improving. Now y'all know the guy. Y'all know the guy. Tony Martino. Tony Martino. Y'all know him. He makes plays. Elite Dev. Now, unfortunately, Tony went to, you know what I mean? He went to school to make plays. So, and this is what he's here to do. We got old Tony. We got Russ Dorr. Impact Dev, 95 speed, 5'8", more of a slot type of guy. Cormier, 6'1", he'll be on the other side of the boundary outside of Tony. We'll have Russ working in that slot. So this boy, he's still ducking taco. I told you, he still owe money. Y'all, if you wasn't there, he still don't want to show his face, and it's understandable because he owe what he owe. He got to pay what he weigh, and that's just what it is. The boy couldn't make no plays. Hopefully, he's better this year. Take off. Long little take, man. Y'all remember when us recruiting him, we didn't get him, but he didn't get the playing time at his previous home, so we were able to secure Takeoff, man. Long little take, man. So Takeoff will be in that rotation. We had aspirations for him to play a different position, like tight end. So unfortunately, Richard Durant as a freshman is going to be that starter. 89 speed is not bad. He's more a developmental piece, but you see, we don't got the depth. Enrico, he's gonna be the starter. Shakir's gonna be backing him up along with Isaac. You know what I mean? Good rotational as far as the tackles. Excuse me. And then we got he's a star dev. I mean, 72. He can play right away, but we're gonna redshirt him just to give him the most versatility to get better. You know what I mean? Just give him the most options to get better. James Butt's gonna be a starter at the left guard. Excuse me. Titus Pickney at the center. Then we got good old Nick Ruggins. He's an impact dev. He'll redshirt this year. So I mean, the offensive line is not in a bad spot. We still need to beef it up. You know what I mean? We still need to beef it up. We got an elite dev edge setter. We're gonna definitely need some pieces. You see, we don't have a lot of depth, especially in the defensive side. Defensive line, we're running a 4-2-5, but I mean, any injury is gonna set this team really, really back. Usher, baby. Usher. You know what I mean? The Kush man. Dorian, we trying to make this thing bloom, son. Now, 94 speed, we wanted to redshirt him, but we just don't have the player. So, unfortunately, Phoenix, Felton, you know what I mean? Now we got the two safeties. I want to meet the president of Compton. You know what I mean? The president of Compton. So we got two strong safeties, but we still got a lot of work to do. Still got a lot of work to do. We still have a lot of work to do, and that's not a problem. We're not opposed to the work. We're not in opposition to that. We're not in opposition to that. So, you know what I mean? Let's go ahead and look at the recruiting board. All right? Because we're looking for a guy. We're looking for the guy. Kiki, there's a possibility he could be the guy. 87 throw power is not the best, but I mean he has that good deep accuracy. So I mean he could be a guy. We're looking for the guy though. We don't need a bridge, or do we? You know what I mean? I should have known they would cross the bridge. 95 speed, 94 excel. Definitely for somebody for 100,000. A playmaker of that magnitude, we'll definitely try to add him. So we're going to reach out to his family. You know what I mean? Try to get out to Fort Wayne. You know what I mean? And we're going to use our MapQuest. You know what I mean? We're going to use our Garvin to navigate. You know what I mean? We're going to try to navigate unnatural terrain. You know what I mean? We're gonna use our Garvin and get shifty out there, maneuver the terrain. You know what I mean? Because Ian Clark ain't no joke. You see what we're trying to add on the outside. We got speed, we got playmakers, but adding the 6'3" speedster of Ian Clark for 100,000. I mean, come on, man. You see, we're making our way out to Texas. We not just talking to his family on the phone. We want to let him know what we're building here. Same thing with Emmett. We're gonna talk to his family. He could be somebody that can help us at 6'5", 213. You just can. You just can. Same thing with Derek Wall, 6'1", 187. I mean, we finding some gems and we're finding them for good prices. So Derek Wall, I told you we was on our way down to Texas. These two are best friends. They're my best friend. Ian Clark and Derek Wall, best friends. And we need to add these guys. They've been running track with each other since youngsters, been playing on the same travel team. So we're gonna make our way on down to Texas. And that's just the reality. Then we're gonna have to go on down to California. We're gonna make our way up to California for a 98 speedster named Taj Dahl. Super intelligent, fine young gentleman. He's a smart guy. So we got to get Taj. No diddy. Same thing with Tracy. Come on, man. I mean, these are just value plays with speed that we need to add to our ball club. Same thing with Mike Jackson. So you want to be starting something. You got to be starting something. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to be starting something, and we're going to be finishing with Mike Jackson. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He could definitely help us. Definitely help us. Same thing with James McAdam. I mean, I look at him as a defender. He could be a tight end, but I told you we were going down to Texas. These are three best friends. These are three best friends from Texas. Good old. We're gonna call this the milk machine. We're gonna call it the milk machine. No diddy. You know what I mean? It's gonna be well oiled. No diddy. You know what I mean? So, all right, we got Anthony Thomas. Yup in there hard away. Now it's saying he's not a gem, but at 6'4", 203, we believe he has the possibility to help us. Now it looks like he's trending towards NC State, which is his hometown school. So we might have to make a pivot. But we got other options like PJ. You know what I mean? We definitely need to beef up this offensive line. Definitely need some help in the trenches. So we'll reevaluate. We'll reevaluate the board. But we gotta make this thing happen, Captain. We gotta make it happen, and we gotta make it happen fast. So I'm still trying to decide. We're gonna make this play 4 games. So we're gonna play at Ohio State. We're gonna play at Ohio State just to test our. Then we're gonna play Memphis. Then we're gonna play Rice. And then we're gonna play Tulane. And then we're gonna just let the guys finish out the vibes. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And and we'll see where we're at the finish line. We'll see where we're at the finish line. So we'll skip past this week. Hopefully, Isaiah can go out, secure us a win. Boston College is not a slouch team whatsoever. So we need to go out, put on our best foot forward, and go ahead and try to get a win and start the season off correctly. So we're locked out on a few prospects. 2 prospects we weren't going after very heavily. So not the worst thing in the world. Let's see if we got a win. We are 1-0. Let's go ahead and check the schedule. Let's go ahead and check the box score. Let's make sure our guys got the vibes in. All right, 26-21. It was a barn burner. But, all right, so we played pretty good defense, only 57% completion percentage. You know what I mean? So they were actually trying to run the football. Yeah, they ran the football pretty efficiently. So we got to show that we don't have a lot of help in the trenches. So we got to show that up for sure. Now Isaiah had a promising first game here with the program. So you know what I mean, 2 touchdowns, almost 300 yards, 124.9 rating. We love to see it. And then Trevor was able to get he was able to go ahead and get the run game going along with Master P. So the 1-2 punch was there. It was working. We're able to go ahead and get over 200 yards on the ground. You know what I mean? 213 yards. You know what I mean? So give or take a little bit more. You know what I mean? Adding these in, but that's a pretty good tandem right there. That's good production from your 1-2 punch right there. 10 broken tackles in one game is nonsense, son. And 7 from Percy. These guys were running through arm tackles. Don't you put your hands on them. Don't put your hands on him. That's very, very, very promising for the first game. You know what I mean? Tony, you know what he does. You know what Tony does. Tony's a primetime player. I mean, we're excited to have him in the program. We're excited to add some pieces around him because this boy here, and Cormier, him getting hurt doesn't help us. It doesn't. Russ Dorr, he's a complimentary piece. We need another guy. We need another 1B. We need a one. We got a 1A. We need a 1B. He's barely a D. No diddy. He's barely a C for sure. So we need to go ahead and shore up that other side of Tony. You know what I mean? We don't want to waste his career away. You know what I mean? Getting double teams. So 2 TFLs for Elijah. Really good game, along with a sack for him and Addison. So really, really good game on the defensive side. No interceptions, but just an overall good game, man. We're going to go at Ohio State. Now, this is going to be a tough game right here. It's going to be a really, really tough game. Let's go ahead and check in with the practice plan. Let's go ahead and set that up really quick. All right, and let's just make sure we got everything set up. Yeah, Enrico, you see, that's how you get those soft tissue injuries, sir. That's how you do it. You're trying to limit your practice, you're gonna limit your progression, son. You can't help the club if you're in the tub. I done told you guys. All right, so he has a little bit of stinger on the leg, so we're gonna limit the practice for him. Same thing with Trevor. We need you fresh. We need you here. Yeah. See, you see, you went from increased injury to increase injury, but there's no wear and tear. So we don't want the wear and tear. We need you out there practicing and moving, son, getting better. Yeah, that's the only way that you're gonna improve. It's the only way you do it. Now we don't need you to practice, son. We just don't need it. We don't need. We're already got our backs against the wall. We're already facing a tough opponent, very formidable opponent, a primetime championship level team. So if we're gonna compete, we got to go out here and put our best foot forward. That's what we got to do here. Now I told you we're looking for a guy. Elton Bridge, he's definitely going to be a guy, and we're gonna need to up the bag. We got $6 million. We're gonna utilize that. But we need to secure some of these important pieces, man. So let's go ahead and up the bag. He only wants 150,000. That's not something that we need to be penny pinching on. So we're in a good spot with Ian Clark. Houston is definitely trying to secure the services. So we definitely need to go ahead and make a big push on that. Now Derek Wall, he's in his top 5. See, he's ready for a visit. Almost. So we're almost ready for a visit. So we're doing good work with this family. I told you we made our way down to Texas. We're able to make good ends with this family. Now we might need to up this for Taj Dahl. I mean, we might just need to apply more hours. We're gonna see. I mean, we're not in a terrible spot. We're right there. We're not in a terrible spot. So I was thinking about, you know what? Because I feel like some of these are a little bit more important. Like James, we want to go ahead and get in this top 5 because we're right there. We're right there. Same with Taj. We want to make sure that we're not lagging behind. We want to make sure that that's not something that we're doing. So what we're gonna do is, you know what I mean, make sure that we add this type of speed to our program. Mike Jackson, we want to make sure that we do that as well. We want to, you know what I mean. We want to be efficient. So we're gonna chase the big fish later. We're gonna chase the big fish later. So Brian Brooks, unfortunately, is not gonna be a part of the program. This corner is not going to be a part of the program. We just don't have the hours to be able to offer that. The defensive tackle is probably not going to be either. Same thing with him. We just got too far behind, unfortunately. Yeah, some of these might be a little bit out of reach. But I mean, we're still in good spots for some of these tackles. They're not being heavily pursued. Marvin Tassini. Yeah, he just unfortunately probably not going to get the play time while we got the prospects that we have on the board. So let's go ahead and look. Let's just check. Do our due diligence. We do have money. I mean, Hugh Schrager, he's kind of being pursued. Chad Madden, that would be a big time corner if nobody's pursuing. Like in or die. It doesn't look like nobody's really pursuing them. We don't want to get in the shootout with those type of programs, though. We really don't. Now, George Smoot being a 6'6" pocket passing quarterback, that's something that we gotta take a gander at. We'll just offer him a scholarship. He'll probably lock us out, but I mean that'll be a good way to, you know what I mean, just finish out the recruiting week. You know what I mean. We said we were down in Texas. While we're down in Texas, we might as well make our own way on down to Dallas. Take a good old look at that 5-star quarterback and see if he can be somebody that can help our program going forward. So you know what I mean. We're gonna go ahead and get into this battle with Ohio State. It's gonna definitely be one. We're gonna play the moments. And you know what I mean. Let's just see if we know that we're trending upward, but let's see if we're trending towards becoming a championship level program. And that's what's gonna we're gonna find that out real soon here at Ohio State. We're gonna find that out here real soon, son. You know what I mean? That's just the reality of it. That's just the reality of it. So that's just the reality. All right. So we good in the hood, and that's where we want to be. Well, we at the Horseshoe, and we just trying to make it happen, Cam. We just trying to make it happen. You know what I mean? That's just where we at with it. All right, so let's get back to it. All right. So let's get this thing started, man. This is a big time game. We're 1-0. We want to be 2-0. We want to upset the number 2 team in the nation. We want to walk in here into the shoe and pull off something similar to the Appalachian State-Michigan game. Walk into their trap and take over their trap. That is the goal. That's the goal here. You know, it's packed out in the shoe. You know what I mean? They're going to show up. They're not, you know, they're very proud, very proud organization, very proud state. You know what I mean? So we have to put our best foot forward. All right, that's good vision, son. Now we're gonna have to lean on the running game heavy. You know what I mean? We just, unfortunately, we have a pretty good offensive line. We just do. And we have a really good running back. We have some good playmakers on the outside, especially Tony. But you see, this guy right here, he could be a difference maker. He just already just kind of has that ability. So we need to go ahead and utilize it while we have that. You know what I mean? We want to show that all right. We want to show that we don't have enough time to make a play. That's what we were trying to show there. We don't have time to be surveying, son. This is Ohio State we're playing here, son. These are not slouches here. This is not. Shield him. All right, that's a good play. Did he make the, yeah, he made the interception. That's ridiculous. That's a hell of a play, son. You got to shield him off, son. You got to shield him off if you want to make that play, son. That's the way to shed. That's the way to shed and create havoc in the backfield. So let's make sure that we have a spy out there. All right, we got Massey out here. Get off the block, son. There we go. That's the way to make it there. So, all right. So I told you we're trying to make this thing bloom. We're trying to limit them to 3. All right. That's the way to force him out of bounds, son. That's the way to force him out of bounds. Now. Come on, we need to stop this run, son. And I knew it was on the way, but we just unfortunately we weren't able to get there. So let's get back on offense. We're going to play the key moments, man. We're not going to waste too much time. This is probably just not going to be a win for us. Let's just try to get the guys valuable play time. And let's go ahead and try to make sure that these guys understand what we're trying to build here. It's something special here. All right. See, Khan is going to be something that we need to depend on. He's somebody we need to depend on. He's somebody we need to utilize if we're going to make sure that we're able to move this thing forward, move this program forward in the right direction. You know what I mean? Because we're doing that. We're taking the baby steps. We're taking the baby steps to go ahead and challenge this program to go ahead and be in the upper echelon. So we're here. That's a good read. That's a good throw, son. That's a good way to, you know, make sure that only only your receiver had an opportunity to get the ball. So let's keep him on the rocks. Let's keep him on the ropes. You know what I mean? Yeah, get into your spot, Tony. Get into your spot, son. Yeah. I mean, Tony's not scared of anything. He's not. He's just not. All right. That's the way to shield. That's a good catch, Russ. That's a good catch. That's a good catch. I need you to get a triple double this game, son. I really do. I just really do. I just really do. So that's where we at with it. That's where we at with it. All right, come on, let's make a play. All right, take the read that's there, son. Give it to Tony. We don't want to take unnecessary hits, but let's keep him on the ropes. Let's keep him on the ropes. Yeah, come on. I mean, he's just such a backfield threat that he's playing around, though. You can't get caught up on the line like that, son. That's just not something you can do. It really ain't. You got to hit it and quit it, son. Yeah. We'll take what's there, Tony. We'll take what's there, Tony. We'll take what's there. We'll take what's there. Hit him with a cross screen, son. Get the defense flowing. Make them think that everything's is okay. Make them think. Son, we have to block there. Yeah, coach was thinking what I'm thinking. He's thinking what I'm thinking. All right. So we got to make a play here. We have to. We just have to. Now, they scared of you, Tony. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? And you hear me, Tony? Get it out. That's the way to get it out, son. That's the way to make the right decision. You don't want to. You know. Yeah. This is the horseshoe. We need to get points here. We need to put pressure on them and let them know that, hey, we're here to play too. We didn't come here to lay down. We didn't come here to let you just, you know what I mean, eat rice and chicken. You know what I mean? Nachos from, you know what I mean? Catch them off guard. They're not set. Yeah. Son, it's no way that y'all didn't open up a better running lane than that, and these guys weren't even in their stance, man. That's just very unfortunate. Now, son, why don't you know what you're doing, son? Oh, that was dangerous. That was very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. So we're gonna have to go because we're not able to make a lot of adjustments here, man. We just aren't. We just gotta hope that somebody wins, and it's Trevor. It's Trevor. I mean, I hate to keep going to it, but I mean, they're not playing the flat. They're not playing the flat, so I actually don't hate keep going to it. I actually don't. We're in a prime position to go ahead and steal one right here. So let's go ahead and capitalize on this drive. We actually need to run the ball, but let's go ahead and try to spread the offense out. Let's make a quick read. That's a good quick read from the quarterback, from Isaiah. He does have an interception. That was a hell of a play and adjustment by the defensive back, but overall he's playing very, very well. Overall he's playing very well. That's a good read, son. Now, it's dangerous also. That was also a dangerous read, son. Very, very dangerous. You don't want to make those kind of mistakes out here in the horseshoe. So we need to get back to running the football. We don't want to get in terrible down and distance. We want to just take what's available. You know, make it short and manageable. Make it short and manageable. All right. They saying O-H-I-O, but you know what I mean? We trying to, you know what I mean? In the honor of the streets, we're trying to make sure that we etch our name into the history books, man. You know what I mean? That's where we're at with it. There we go. There we go, son. He's one of our him and Tony's one of our playmakers. See, now they're paying. You know, they did a lot of film work to watch Tony. They're very aware of what he brings to the table. So, you know what I mean? We have to use our ancillary pieces. You got to get that ball out, son. It wasn't much there. It wasn't much there. And that's our fault for not realizing that we need to run the ball. We're becoming too one-dimensional, and it's kind of letting them kind of pin their ears back and be able to, you know, get their pass rush going. So it's not something we need to do. We need to make quick reads. Yeah, these are not hits we want to take for our players. It's really not. So, you know, unfortunately, we may be playing, you know what I mean, playing, you know, you want to capitalize on these type of possessions. You don't want to be the team That's the throw right there, son. You got to make a play, son. You not getting the first down? See, this is why I don't really enjoy that kid, son. You got to know where the sticks is, son. Now, we will go up top, Tony. Yeah. Yeah. And it's interference, son. Now, I told you what Tony does now. Tony does what Tony does. Come on, man. We want the catch, though. We need that. We need that on the books, sir. Don't try to write it off. We need it on the books. We want it live on the books. We don't need to trust your word. We don't trust your word. We want it on the books, in writing, in ink. It needs to be televised. There we go, son. That's the, okay. Now, these guys are not playing. They came to hit. This is OHIO. You know what I mean? So we got to be careful. We don't have the depth to be taking these type of blitzkrieg hits. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that. Son, you're lollygagging, son. All right, let's get back to what we do well. Let's get back to what we've been. Fortunately, we have been running the ball well here at Ohio, and that's not something that comes easy here in Horseshoe. And they're always a very, very formidable defense and very, very aware of what you do well, and they're gonna try to make you work to your weaknesses. So we're doing a great job of utilizing our strengths and overpowering their strengths. So, you know what I mean? We're doing a great job right now. They tied it up, and that's something we expected. They're a championship level team. You know what I mean? They're a championship level team. They still have Jeremiah. Well, I'm not sure if he moved on to the pros or not, but you know what I mean? They have big-time players. And big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. And that's what we're building here. We have some big-time players, too. You saw what Tony just did. Now, Tony, you know how this goes, Tony. Yeah, Condor. Get it out. There we go, son. There we go. He's making some more plays this year. He's making some more plays. He's being a little bit more efficient. Last year, he wasn't on nothing, but he got better in the offseason. You know what I mean? He was a freshman playing. That's the way to move, Trevor. That's the way to see the vision, son. Let him matriculate. Let's teach tape. All right, so we got to get him out of the game. You know what I mean? We don't have the versatility to, you know what I mean? I mean, not the versatility. We don't have the depth to, you know what I mean, take a lot of unnecessary hits. So Percy's starting at the fullback. So we'll get Moses in there. We'll see if he can, you know what I mean, part the sea. You know what I mean? Part the Red Sea. So let's just see. Yeah, there we go, Moses. Spin out of there. No, yeah, we got to work on some things, but we're doing a great job running the football, and I'm very proud of the offensive line of being able to, you know what I mean, open up some run lanes for these playmakers, man. That bodes well for what we're doing here in the season. You know what I mean? If we're able to open up run lanes against Ohio State, then the conference, the Americans should be ours. It really should. That's a good read. That's a good throw, son. You know what I mean? We only got 2 yards, but hey, slow money is better than no money. You know what I mean? And that's what we want to always preach here. We want to always be closing. We want to always be closing. So right here, it could be a big time play. It could be. That was a messed up throw, but that's a nice play, son. That's actually a really, really good play, son. That's a contested catch when we needed it on the 3rd down. We would have took 3, but we prefer 7. Now, you have to get a better block than that, son. I understand you're a tight end. I do understand that, but we got you chipping down there, son. I know you're a freshman, but we don't just need you receiving. You know what I mean? We need you to block as well, son. We need you to help the team. If you ain't helping us, you're hurting us. I don't know how much I need to reiterate that to the team and to the unit, but that is a creed that we live by. That is a code that we will abide by here in Charlotte. If you ain't helping us, you're hurting us, son. All right. So we'll take 3. We'll take 3 if we are able to make it. We'll take 3 if we're able to make it. This is a you know, it's a tough environment, and our kicker, he's a little bit rattled, but we went on ahead. Yeah, we went on ahead and got 3, and that's what we wanted to do. So hopefully the defense, yeah, and the defense is playing very, very inspired. They smell an upset. We had some bulletin board material this week. When they asked some of the Ohio State players what did they feel about the Charlotte team that was coming in, and they said, who? That's who we playing this week? They were kind of joking around and things like that. Our team didn't take that lightly. They didn't. And we went on ahead and we made sure that they understood that they don't respect us. They don't. So, you know what I mean? We had to let them know. Rocky loves Emily. You know what I mean? Tony, what's up, Tony? What do you mean? You go up top. Go up. That is a great play by. Now, scared money don't make no money. It just really doesn't. And I know what you guys are thinking. This is not the time to be playing around, son. It just really ain't. You don't want to get them, but we're here at Ohio State. All right. So that was a blunder. And I talked myself into the blunder. But our defense is inspired. It was like, Coach, why? But then they came out and got us a turnover. I told them, you got to trust the process, son. Now, yeah, we might need to get Isaiah out after this play. You see him, he's trying to play through a stinger. He's trying to play through a stinger. Come on, just get down, Isaiah. Get down, son. We're going to get you out there. We're going to see if Xavier made some. Now, we're going to no huddle. We're going to get you out. We're going to eventually get you out, son. But we got to, you know what I mean? We got to get a first down first, son. We just do. That's the way. That's the way to deliver one. We'll take a timeout to get you up out of there. We'll take a timeout to get you up out of there. And they're playing off, Tony. They're playing off. They're scared of you. And they should be, Tony. No! You got to cut the rod off, Tony. Now, Xavier coming in and immediately throwing a turnover that's to help them get points right before halftime. That's not what we wanted to do, son. You're already coming in and you're hurting us, son. Now, let's get back to what we do well. We just hurt ourselves right there. We should have just got out of there with our points. Now, let's get Trevor back in there. Let's get Trevor back in there because, you know what I mean? Moses, he's nice, but he's not quite ready. He's not quite ready. Not quite ready. And you know what I mean? Let's get Isaiah back in there. Xavier already came in and made a play. That wasn't efficient. That wasn't what we were trying to do here. So we're gonna go ahead. Yeah, Isaiah, he's still a little bit hurt. We hurting ourselves here, son. That's the way to make a tackle, though. That's the way to make a tackle. We're hurting ourselves here. That's the quickest way to lose a game. This is teach tape on how to lose a game right here. We understood what we do well, and we got away with it. We got away from it, and this is how you lose games, son. You know, get back to what you do. He's averaging 8.6 a carry. Let's get back into this game. Let's tie it up, and let's try to win one. Let's try to steal one. We were in prime position to do that. We were in prime position to do that, and we just kind of unfortunately gave up 3 by not punting the ball. This is just bad football. Gave up 3 before the half by not playing the football. Turnovers. You know what I mean? Not trusting the process, man. Just not trusting the process. And he's hurt. He's really, really hurt. So we're gonna get Juwan in there. Because Xavier he's shown the ability to not be able to process information, to not be able to make the right throw. Now Juwan doesn't have the mobility, and we kind of need that against Ohio State, so it's not ideal. And that's not the throw, son. They're just kind of sitting in zone, and they're kind of just reading the keys, man. You know what I mean? But we knew what this was going to be. We knew what this was going to be. We knew this was going to be a dogfight. We knew this wasn't going to be easy. This is the horseshoe here. This is Ohio State. We're still in the game. Come on, son. We need a better play than that, son. We need you to make a play, son. We just do. Now, you did a great job shielding off the defender, but we need tough catches. We need tough contested catches. We need to make sure that we're able to. Oh yeah, he's just a top. Eric Ivy's just one of those players, man. You know what I mean? So we got to make sure that we understand what we're trying to do here. Like, they're literally breaking on everything, son. This is a primetime team here. I mean, they definitely watched the film. They're definitely prepared. They're definitely one of those type of teams that's not going to lay down. Son, you got to make that. Yeah, make them pay for that. Understand? All right? So we got to stop. We got to stop. We got to stop. It's only a 2-possession game, and we're in prime position to go ahead and get points. So we're going to get 3 for sure. We're not going to make no mistakes. Run the football. Run the football. Run the football. Yeah, we got to get him up out of there. He's hurting, man. They're hitting very, very hard out there. They really are. They really are. So let's get Brett Harris as that, and let's get Percy in there. Let's see what Percy can do. You know what I mean? We're gonna run the football though. We're not gonna make no more mistakes. They're playing good cover 2. They're playing the flats. They don't believe that we have the time to throw it downfield, and they don't believe that our playmakers have the ability to beat them down there. Now, that's what I'm talking about, Percy. Now, that's what I'm talking about. One play, one call, that's all. Ken Nugent, that's what we're going to start calling Master P. He got to hook up. Holler if you hear him. Holler if you hear him. That's Master P, man. That's Percy. Now, that's a big-time play right there, son, to come in and have the vision to go ahead and take it the distance. That's big-time play. We need big-time plays from big-time players. And that got us back in the game. It's a 1-possession game. Hopefully the defense can hold. They did a great job. And we're in a prime position to go ahead and steal one. So let's get back to what we do. Let's get back to what we do. Yeah. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop this. You know what I mean? I don't know if I used that correctly. But that's where we're at with it. We're going to have to air it out. We're going to have to air it out. We're in the down and distance where we don't have the opportunity to not. Tony, you hear me? You hear me? You hear me, Tony? You hear me, Tony? You got to get it out, son. You just do. 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 All right. Now, Tony, that's not what we're running. That's not what we're running. I hope that ain't what you're running, son. There we go. Son, why are you just lollygagging, though, bro? That's a linebacker covering you, son, and you just kind of moseying on the route. And I don't want to put Tony in the slot because we actually need him on that outside. So I'm gonna have to give though, because Glenn, I mean, he's made some pretty good catches in the slot, but I mean, we definitely need Russ in the slot. Oh, Cormier's hurt, so that hurts us. That hurts us. That really, really hurts us, man. We just don't, unfortunately, have the. Let's put Takeoff in there. Let's just see if he helps us somehow. All right. And them scoring is not ideal. So we got to get a score here. We got to get a score here, fellas. We got to get a score here. And they pinned us back too. So how that happened, I don't know. How that happened, I don't know. Who made a blunder? Who made a blunder to try to take it out of the end zone, man? We might as well just go ahead and punt it back. That's what you guys pretty much are saying to us. Unless Percy can make, come on, Purse. You got to make a play there, son. You just do. You just do. All right. Yeah. We kind of knew that was going to happen when we dropped back in the end zone. So not the worst thing. We were down 2 possessions anyway. So, you know what I mean? We had to get 2 tutties anyway. So not the worst thing being down 12. That gave us the opportunity to get the ball back. We just need to score here, get a stop, and score again. That's what we need to do. There we go. That's a good, son. That's a good throw, son. It's a way to layer it. It's a way to layer it. That's a way to layer it. Let's get them flowing. Let's get them flowing, and let's keep it going, Jawan. Let's get them flowing, and let's keep them going. Let's get them flowing, and let's keep it going. Come on. Let's get it out. Son. That really didn't help us, son. It just didn't. Why is he still in the game then? I've already taken him out. So he's in the 3rd down back. So we have to, we can't afford to lose him. So put Percy there. Where's the power back? Yeah. All right. Yeah, they're hitting Juwan. They're hitting. See, our receivers are just kind of moseying through the routes. They're not literally making any type of good plays, man. They really aren't. Come on, Tony. I need this win, Tony. Tony, you can't be getting jammed like that, Tony. There we go. There we go, Tony. That was a timing route. That was a timing route, and we needed the time to make it. So we're wasting a lot of time here, a lot of valuable time. We don't have it. We just don't have that. We just don't have it. Come on, Tony. Oh, come on, Tony. All right. So they're actually hurting all of our quarterbacks, and that's not really good for what we're trying to do here. They're hitting them every time they throw the ball. That's a good route, son. That's a good route, son. That's a good route. Come on, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. We don't want to train. We don't want to change up. We don't want to change up. We don't want to change up. There we go, Tony. There we go, Tony. Stack them and rack them, Tony. Call it again. It's called Tony up top. No, did it? Come on, man. That's teach tape, Tony. Stack them and rack them, Tony. Yeah, stack them and rack them, Tony. Lay hands so they don't see that, they don't understand that the ball is about to, yeah. All right. All right. So we need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. That's a good throw. That's a good throw between the zones. Come on. We don't have no timeouts, son. We just don't. We don't have timeouts. So we need to make a play now. Tony is the guy that usually does that. He just is. He just is. He just is. All right. But you know what we got to do? We have to make sure that we have Tony in with an opportunity to make a play downfield. Now they're backing up. They're backing up. So hopefully it's something over the middle. All right. That's the way to get rid of the rock. We don't need to take a sack. That wouldn't have been good for what we're trying to build here. We're trying to put together a drive. We have a long way to go, son. Now if we're gonna do it, we gotta do it now. He's backed up, Tony. Tony, that's not what I told you run, son. Can you not hear me? What are you talking about, son? Yeah, let's just run a route where I don't have to let you know what the fuck you're doing, son. You know what we're doing here. The fuck do I gotta tell you that, son? Let's try to get it first. And he didn't get it first. So that's how the cookie crumbles. That's just how the cookie crumbles. That's just how the cookie crumbles. So, and we're okay with that. We're okay with that. An 8-point loss at the Horseshoe ain't the worst. It really ain't. We had, they got Chase Davis out there. So, I mean, we had a chance to win it. We actually gave it away. We gave them 3 points right before halftime. Then we turned the ball over and gave them a quick 7. So we were actually in prime position to be able to win this game. We were. We're still a young team, though. That's, you know what I mean? That's what great teams do. They find, even on their best day, on their worst day, they find a way to win. And, developing teams, they find a way to lose. So we're still developing. We just got to find that formula, that key formula that we're going to apply to our season to make sure that we're winning, that we're winners always. So that's where we're at with it. That's where we're at with it. And that's where we're at with it. So we'll move on. We'll go ahead and reevaluate the recruiting board. We'll see what guys, we're still in the running for. We got $2.2 million on the board, so we'll see what prospects locked us out, and we'll see what prospects are ready to go ahead and visit this campus so we can go ahead and try to secure some of those commitments. So we got locked out of Edge. Not the worst thing, you know what I mean? We weren't recruiting him heavily. We weren't pursuing him very heavily either. So, all right, we'll do the practice plan. This is versus App State, a very, very pivotal game. A conference game, something that we need to go ahead and capitalize on. We need to make sure that we get back into the winning column. We were able to play a valiant effort. We showed a valiant effort there at in the Horseshoe. We did. So we unfortunately got locked out on that quarterback, the 5-star. So we should have put hours into him, and we possibly could have been in the building. We could have possibly been in the building. We should have sent the house, and we could have possibly been in the building. We just missed out on the 5-star. quarterback. So that's not ideal. That's really, really not ideal. Let's see if we got any 4 stars. Let's see if we got any 4 stars. Let's just see. Like Chester Falk might not be a bad pivot. Now we need help on the defensive line. Enemy. It looks like he going to UCLA though. We do need that help though. We might still try to like Tony Days, like George. George is gonna probably be where we need so much help on this line. Now we will add these people to the board. We just will. We will just to see if they receive any offers, because if we're not able to go ahead and secure commitments from a lot of these big time players that we're pursuing, we will go ahead and, you know what I mean, Brian Snow, you know what I mean? We will pivot towards some of these other prospects who aren't being heavily pursued. So we will do that. We will do that. Like the center is not being heavily pursued. That bodes well for what we're trying to do here. What we're trying to do here is build this offensive line because we don't have players there. We don't have players there, and we need players there. We need players like Jaden Mock. We need a player like that on at the perimeter. Mike Maje. We're gonna put these players on the board. We're gonna definitely do that. You know what I mean? Alexander Slate, Eric Mechie, Maven, Maybach music. We don't need another. Yeah, let's go ahead and put another corner on there or that right tackle. No, we're gonna put that right tackle on there. I mean, and we got a gold pipeline. Let's go ahead and pivot towards Sidney Stack. Well, no, he's going to Tennessee. He's probably going to Tennessee, and that's just the unfortunate reality. So how do we get more points back? Who do we lose? Oh no! Somebody got to come up the board. We can't lose out on the opportunity to get. So Levi got to come up off the board. Yeah, you almost got us locked out of a prospect that we really, really need, son. We can't afford. Yeah, we can't afford that. We just can't, unfortunately. We just can't afford that, son. So, yeah. So who we gonna get? It's not gonna be Sydney because he's already probably going there. We're gonna give it to a person who don't have a. It's gonna be an offensive lineman, so it's probably gonna be Demetrius Neal. A bar has one. We need Tevin Kennedy very badly, but I mean, yeah, it's gonna be that center. It's gonna be that center, Demetrius Neal. I mean, we need offensive line very, very badly, and I mean, I want to be able to sink some points into them, but I mean, we're previous. We got previous engagements that we need to go ahead and figure out. Let's see if anybody's ready for a visit. Oh yeah, we got people ready for visits. I'm tripping. Okay, glad we're seeing that. Glad we're seeing that because we need to go and get these things situated at this point, at this moment. This magic moment. That's what we need to do. Get things organized. Get them organized. So where you at? We hoping we don't fall too far behind, son. Because we really need to go ahead and get some visits. We really do. Really do. So we're going to go ahead and try to do that now. Let's see how we're going to set it up. Receiver, 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 receiver. All right. So that doesn't help us. Doesn't help us. Receiver, 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 receiver. You know what I mean? It's all competitive visits, but you know what? We're not going to all put them all on the same one. So we'll put James on week 8. You know, and we'll see if we can pivot towards Anthony. You know what I mean? This is a big time week. Big time week. We'll simulate this one. Let's go and get it done. Hopefully the guys go out there and get a win for the program. So that's where we at with it. All right. So we locked down some prospects that we weren't able to sink any hours into. So let's set the practice plan. We were able to get a win. It's a big time win versus a quality opponent in Appalachian State. So they've been the class of this conference for a while. We're one of them anyway. So let's go ahead and check it out. Let's look at the box score. Let's check out and see what the guys were able to do. 31-20, quality win, quality win, quality win. All right, so we were able to get to them. We were able to get 4 sacks as well as an interception. So very, very promising from the defense. And Isaiah played a great game. You know what I mean? 277, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. We didn't get the run game going, so Glenn Nelly actually had a good game. So, and Tony, you know what he does. You know what he does. So, overall, good game from the 49ers. You know what I mean? Niner gang, son. Niner gang. You know what I mean? At James Madison, this is going to be a quality opponent as well. Don't be fooled by the record. Do not be fooled by the record. So, let's look at the visit schedule. Let's just make sure we got all of the right hard sales. So, we got that right. Got that right, boy. All right, let's go ahead and up it because we don't want to fall too far behind. We already don't have the ideal. We don't have our ideal hard sale, and we don't need to fall any further behind. We got that one right, so we're in a good spot. Let's see who else is ready for a visit. All right, so the bridge. Don't cross it unless you are instructed to. You know what I mean? So we need to get him in for a visit. Same thing with Derek Wall, but these are all receivers, so we need to make sure that we're not just getting. Ooh, hey man, come on now. That's not what we're trying to do. We need to make sure that we're not getting all competitive visits. We need to make sure that we're, making sure that things work out in our benefit. So let's go ahead and, sell some soft. Do a soft sell. Not a bad thing. Now, Anthony Thomas, unfortunately, we're just not going to get him, so we're going to get that NIL back. Same thing, you know what I mean? We're going to go ahead and update the board. We don't need to see the dev traits. It's really not that pivotal at this point. Now, we can go ahead and, are both of them 10? One is 21. So we need to find something else to do. That's what we need to do. We don't want to do that. We don't want to fall behind, but it's at this point, it's what we have to do. It's what we have to do just to. Now we could wait a week, but I just don't want to take the risk of. Well, it's got to be. It just has to be complimentary, and that's just the reality of it. I mean, competitive. I'm sorry. Yeah, these are just gonna have to be competitive visits, man. And that's just the reality of it. Now, as far as Taj, we need to get him in on one, so we need to get him in on the earliest one. So we need to do that now. We need to do that now. Who's got who? All I want to know is who's coming with me. Who's coming with me, man? I don't want to take him off Mike Jack. I really don't, but that might where we have to go with it. That might be where it's gonna be Allen Garvin. So we'll double back, son. We'll double back. We need to go ahead and make sure that Taj Dadal is a part of this team and is part of this program. So that's a big time week right there. That's a big time week. Let's skip past James Madison. Let's go ahead and get us a win. Let's go ahead and keep this going. Let's keep it rolling for the program. Let's keep it rolling for the program. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Get some pimping fluid. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't want to do that. Get out of my way now. Get out of my way. All right, so we got that verbal from James McAdam. I told you we went down to Texas. We made the en routes with his family. That's a verbal. We need to go ahead and make that a hard commit. But getting one around week 4 is something that bodes well for the program. You want to go ahead and get you at least 10. All right, so we got us a win. Got us a win at James Madison. That's no slouch. That's no slouch right there. 23-20, we eked it out. We squeaked one out. But you know what I mean? A win is a win is a win, son. Isaiah, no touchdowns, but you know what I mean? No turnovers. That's all we need. He was able to, you know what I mean, control the game and the run game as well. So just overall, just a overall good win, man. Just an overall good win. Just an overall good win for the team. Now, let's go back and check into this recruiting board because this is super important right before we go ahead and get into that visit week. Super important before we get into that visit week. So, you know what I mean? Let's go ahead and get this practice going. Limit all of the guys who may be at risk, who possibly could be at risk. Let's check this recruiting board out. Let's refresh it. Let's upgrade it. You know what I mean? Let's see where we're at. Demetrius Neal is somebody we want to get into the building with. We want to make sure that we're, that we talk to his family very, very soon. So let's look at the visit schedule. We really need to up this to be able to make sure that we secure this commitment. So let's do that now before we go ahead and sink hours somewhere else. Yeah, we don't want to fall behind in these areas. I knew that taking that 10 off would do that, but you know what I mean? That's just, hopefully our championship contender gets up a little bit better. So, yeah, and this one right here, we gotta secure this one. So we can't joke around. You know what I mean? We need to go ahead and not. So this is where we might have to do this and just hope that we don't fall too far behind on Emmett. So, and we got this one wrong. So glad we were able to identify. So we got, you know what I mean? That's what we do with that. Jane, just go ahead and, commit, son. Commit to the G. Commit to the G. You know what I mean? So who else is ready for a visit? We got Mike Jack. You know what I mean? Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. This is not somebody we need to get on a visit right away. We don't need to. We just don't. We need to go ahead and apply ourselves. That's what we need to do. We need to apply ourselves. Now, where do we need to apply? We need to apply right there, but probably right here. Definitely right here. Now, if we want to stay in this, we probably need to go right here. 96 speed, yeah, we probably need to go right there. So hopefully McAdam, you know what I mean, go ahead and hard commits after this week. Week 6, that'll be ideal. Get those hours back so that we can go ahead and pivot towards some of those other prospects that we want to go ahead and pursue. So, yeah, that's what we like to see, James. That's what we like to see. So that was a big time commitment. Some of these other prospects that we weren't able to, you know what I mean, sink any hours into. So, you know what I mean? We're moving up the board. We're in the top 3 with some other prospects. Let's go ahead and set the practice plan. This is a big time visit week right here. This is a big time visit week. Well, week 7 is. Week 7 is going to be a big time visit week. So we're going to play that week for sure. This is not a slouch. This is USF. This is a big time team as well. So let's see. Now, let's just see what we got. All right, we're in a good spot. We need to up this if we're going to, you know what I mean, stay in a race. We need to up it if we're going to stay in a race. We need to up it if we're going to create separation. You know what I mean? So that helps us. Hopefully he, you know what I mean, makes it to week 9. It's not the end of the world. If we're able to go ahead and secure some of these other prospects, that'll be ideal for us. So, you know what I mean, next week is going to be a pivotal week for us. It really is. Let's see if anybody else, yeah. So we know Mike is ready for a visit. Let's go ahead and get that done right now. Because, I mean, that's too many competitive visits, though. So he's gonna visit us when he's not being heavily recruited, so he's going, during the Naval Academy week. So who needs a scholarship? All right, so let's go ahead and update this. Now we have the ability to go ahead and offer to a player who's not being highly recruited. We can go ahead and pivot on the quarterback. We can go ahead and let's go ahead and get us a lineman. Georgia Barra, let's see if we're still able to, you know what I mean, get into this race. Let's see if we're able to get into this race. You know what I mean? This is a big time week. Next week it will be an even bigger week for the recruits. So look forward to week 7. And, you know what I mean? Hopefully securing some better recruits.